Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can set up your page for your specific document in Word. So when I open my software, I have this default page which is an A4 piece of paper, but you can change that if you go up to Layout and you go across to this icon here that says Size, click on the drop down and you can see we've got a variety of different sizes that you can choose from. You can scroll all the way down and just simply select the one that you want. Once you've selected your page, you can then decide on your margins. At the moment you can see my cursor here, and that is at the beginning of the margin to the left and the margin to the top here. You can see this grey space here. If you don't see these rulers, then go to View and just make sure rulers are checked. To change your margins, go to Layout, go to Margins, click on the drop down, and once again you can see a number of different options. So if you just want some narrow margins, I would generally select this one. But if you want something very specific, you can always go down to Custom Margins. And then in these boxes here, you can simply select the width of your margins. So you can customize the top and the bottom, or the left and right. It's completely up to you. And then just click OK. Now I'm just going to enter in a little bit of text, and as you can see, when I've typed in some text, I have this default text here. Let's go to the Home tab, and my default text is this font here. Now you may decide that you want a different text for your particular document. You can simply click and select all of your text, then you can go up to Font, click on the drop down, and then you can select from any of these choices. You can simply scroll down to find the one that you want. Let's just pick Arial, and our font has changed. Now there might be other things that you'd like to do to this font to start your document, and sometimes it is good to just put a little bit of text in so you can see how it will lie. So for example, I might want a bigger or smaller text. If so, I can adjust the font size by using this drop down here and selecting a font size, or I can use the increase font size tool here, or decrease. So if I just select this one and just keep clicking, you can see that how that affects my font, and again the decrease, how that will affect it. In addition, you can also space out these lines a little bit more. Some people may find the lines are a little bit too close, and to do that you can go up to this icon here, line and paragraph spacing, and you can simply click and then select an alternative choice just to increase that gap between the lines. And that then will ensure that all the lines throughout your document will now be 1.15 distance apart. Additionally, these icons here will allow you to align your font in a different manner. So at the moment it's aligned to the left. You can also have your text centered, and you can also have it aligned to the right. Or if you'd like it justified, where it looks more like a box and reaches each margin, then you can use the justified option. I'm just going to go back to align to the left. And then further from that, you may want text or numbers to appear on multiple pages or all of the pages in your document, such as page numbers. In order to do that, you can go to your headers and footers. You can go to Insert, Header or Footer, doesn't matter. Click on the drop down, then go down to Edit Header. Here you can now see we're in the headers and footers because we've got these blue lines and blue tabs. You can click in either the header or footer, and what this will allow you to do is to put anything such as an image, a shape, some graphics, some text or numbers in these areas or in the middle of your document, and it will appear on every single page. So to simply put your page numbers in, you can see at the moment we're in this header and footer tab. You can simply go to page number, click on the drop down, select page number, and then you can select where your page number will lie on your page. I'm going to go for center. You can go to further formatting here if you really want to. It will include chapters. You can change the format of your page numbers and simply click OK. And then once you're back to here, just simply click OK again. And there you'll see your page number. Or you can go up to page numbers, select page number again, and here you'll see show number on first page. Sometimes you have a title page and you don't always want the number to appear on the first page. You can simply uncheck that and click OK. So if I then insert another page, let's double click back in the main document. That will bring you out of the headers and footers. Just click anywhere in the center. If I then go to insert page break, then I scroll down to my second page, you'll see we have a page number at the bottom here, but we don't have a page number on the first page. If you want to remove your page numbers, you simply go back to your headers and footers. Now a quick way to do this is to double click at the very top or bottom of your page and you'll go straight into the headers and footers. Go to page number and simply remove page number. Double click back in the center of your document and you'll return to the main page. Now if I go back down to the headers and footers, I can also type some text. And then if I double click back in the center, you can see my text is grayed out, but then when I scroll down, you can see it's also copied it onto the second page. And as I say, you can do that with lots of different assets such as images and shapes. So to quickly give an overview of how I would start my document, I'm going to go to the top here, put my cursor at the top, press enter twice, go back up to the top where my cursor is. I'm going to center my text and enter a title. I'm going to select my title, go over to the Home tab, click bold, possibly underline if you want to, and then increase font size for my title. Then I would continue typing, and if I needed any further assets, let's just press the return key. I would simply go to the Insert tab at the top here, and then I have multiple things that I can insert into my document. I can select a table, I can select pictures from file or the stock images held within Word. I can also select shapes and also select icons and pictures from this one here. Let's quickly show you how to insert a picture. Let's just go to stock images, just click on an image and highlight the checkbox, click insert. Now when you insert an image into Word, you can't move it. If you click and try and move it, it won't budge. So what you need to do is to select it and go up to wrap text and select in front of text, and then you can move it wherever you like. And you can also resize it by hovering over one of these corner squares and simply moving it in or out. You can see the cursors at the top here, and if I press my return key as if I was using some text, then it's jumped down to the bottom here. What we need to do is just move the picture down, then just click at the top here, press the return key, move that down, and just move the picture up. Then just click again and you can see the cursor is moving down the bottom here. It's generally always better to have your text in and then insert your image. Then you don't have to worry about moving the cursor down and moving the picture back up, which can be a bit of a nuisance. If you later find that any of the things that you have done to your document don't suit you, it's absolutely fine. You can simply go back and readjust. So you can select all of your text. If you have multiple pages, you can simply press Command or Control A, which will select all of your text. You can then adjust the font if you want to change your font, and you can also change the font sizes if you choose to. It will change all of the font sizes. And then again, you can change the alignment if you're not quite sure the first choice was the right one. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.